Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Friday live stream. And today I'm going to be joined by Freddie. Freddie, hello.
Hello, Dale. How you doing?
Pretty good, actually. It's Friday. It's just after lunchtime. It's 1 o'clock. We're raring for the weekend. You got anything exciting planned?
I think a big day tomorrow. Bit of rugby, and then watching the football afterwards, which should be exciting.
Football? Is there?
Have you not heard about this football thing that's going on? Yeah.
No.
It's coming home, apparently. It's coming home.
It's coming home. Okay, well, I'll make sure to leave a key underneath the plant pot outside just in case I'm not home when they are coming home. Well, welcome to the stream, everyone. If you're not familiar with how these live streams work, we have a live stream every other week in which we review websites live, and we're looking to how we can improve the traffic for that website, how we can increase their leads, how we can increase their sales as well. If you're new here, it'd be great to know where you're watching from today. So we've already got a few places in here already. So we've got Copenhagen and North Wales. We've also got Amsterdam as well. Fantastic part of the world. Do love myself a bit of Amsterdam. Amsterdam Pride, if you can ever go, one of the best prides you'll ever attend. Fantastic. Everyone's lovely. Also, if you're new to streams, do make sure you hit subscribe down below if you're watching this on YouTube, or follow if you're watching us on Facebook or LinkedIn or anywhere else that we're streaming right now, including Twitter. You'll be able to get notified about our future videos, our future live streams as well. And also, for the last couple of weeks, we've been giving away a free copy of our best-selling book, How to Get to the Top of Google. If you'd like a copy of this lovely best-selling book, which has been, actually, I noticed, it's been a top seller of Google's business books, marketing books, for since it was published in 2014. So quite a long time, big hit, super useful. Every single one of our SEO campaigns is pretty much built on the fundamentals in that book. So if you'd like a copy, you can get one simply by using the hashtag Ninja in the chat. So if you want to make a comment about anything that you see today, any suggestions for the websites that we're looking at, or you just want to be included for the giveaway, just include hashtag Ninja within your comment. It doesn't matter which platform you're on, YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn. We'll pick it up via this tool, and I'll pick somebody up at the very end of the stream. So if you want to see if you've won or not, make sure you watch to the end. Cool. Freddie, we've got a whole bunch of websites to look at today, haven't we?
We do, yeah. We have a whole bunch. I've just heard my doorbell go in the background, so I've got to turn that off.
Do you need to go and get it?
No, it's fine.
I can entertain in the meantime, do some jazz hands. Go on then. Okay, so again, if you are new to the stream, make sure you do hit subscribe and you get notified about future streams. And do hit like down below. It doesn't matter which platform you're watching us from, and you'll be really helping us to make this live stream visible to more businesses like yours who could use the recommendations we use we give out in this chat. Live stream, all the words. Cool. Freddie, which is the first website that we're going to look at?
We're going to have a look at fightco.co.uk. So this is quite a good one for myself. I've got a boxing event coming up. It's been postponed twice now because of COVID, but I'm actually a target market for this type of business.
Perfect.
As yes, I have had to buy boxing gloves. I've had to buy wraps. I've had to buy pads as well. So this is going to be a fun one to look at. And from the offset, then what we're going to look at with this one is the conversion rate optimization changes we'd recommend and how we can really push the conversion rate up. Obviously, we know this is so valuable for a business when we can do this, because it means that you essentially get more sales when you're running things like PPC. You know that you can invest more into social. You can invest more into SEO because you know that your website's working that much harder than your competitors. So usually where we start, and this is the same with any review that we do here at Exposure Ninja. I'm sure you've already plugged the review.
Actually, no, I haven't plugged a review.
Have you not?
I can't believe it. I'm going to get penalized for that. If you haven't yet requested a free review, we do a free review of your website and marketing by going to exposureninja.com/review. You'll be able to request a free review of your website, and we'll do exactly what we do here. But it's a 15-minute video recorded by experts like Freddie and the rest of our genius team, and they'll give you recommendations on how to reach your revenue increasing goals. I know, just before we do continue, I would love to know everyone's initial thoughts. What do people like about this website? We've already got Firebird Studio saying nice, bold image, button slightly obscured. I have to agree with that by being the same color as the glove. We could do something. It's kind of tricky because I imagine with the reds that they're using on here, any of the reds they're going to pick up might blur into the images. Those gloves behind. But yeah, definitely agree with that. I'd love to know in the chat, in the comments, what are the recommendations or how people feel about this. Do you like it? Say, if you like it, put the word awesome in the chat. If you think it's a bit meh, type meh into the chat. Love to know.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know what people think of this one, because I think there's a couple of things that I'd recommend straight off the bat with this. And the most obvious one is sort of some sort of positioning statement, just to explain what they sell, who this is for. I think it's fairly obvious it's a UK site because it's .co.uk, but just going straight in with a specific brand that, I'll be honest, I've not actually heard of. So maybe it's their own brand. I'm not sure. Seems like an interesting way to go about it, really. But before we're talking about the review, that this is so important, this above the fold section, and we talk about it pretty much every week, but there's a reason for that. It's because people are going to have an impression on your business straight away, and there are some really easy things that you can do that can just give people that bit of trust that they need, make it much more easy for them to find the right product for them, and therefore this is going to help you, because you're going to end up selling more products on your website. So typically what we do is we'd go from top to bottom here. So if you see me looking away, it's because I've got my other screen here, but I am actually looking at the site.
Two screens, fancy.
Yeah, you've got to have two screens nowadays. So one of the first things that we can see that is lacking, and this is something I think someone's put in the comments, is there's no contact information here. And this is something that we would certainly recommend having some contact information with that. So a phone number, an email address, both is even better. And this isn't because we're expecting loads of people to call them up and to take orders over the phone. Most people don't really have the time to do that unless it's a really big sale. Maybe they're getting a big bit of equipment here. But the reason you want this is because it does add that extra level of trust, and it just shows people that if there's an issue with an order, or if they needed to get in contact with someone in their customer service team, there is a way to do that. And it's just a really simple way that can actually have a big impact on people being likely to purchase from you. So it's certainly something that we'd recommend on e-commerce sites like this one, or on lead gen. It's probably more realistic to have it there because lots of people want to call up the business anyway. But that's a really important thing that we'd want to make quite clear.
It also kind of establishes credibility. Like if you have that contact information there, you kind of believe that this website's more real. I mean, as you say, there's a difference between like lead gen and an e-commerce store where, you don't have to have like, contact Dale here to speak about your e-commerce order, but it is having that kind of there. It's just like a subconscious backup thing in the top corner that says, if you do have any problems, at least I know that I can trust this website because I can get in touch with someone. But perhaps credibility is something that this website does well or doesn't do well. Is that something you've seen already?
I guess we'll have to scroll down further and have a look. But, but we could be doing this much earlier on, like I said. And I feel like this is something we probably talk about a lot, but as well as I do, Dale, that people don't scroll down, or not everyone scrolls down. You're going to have a percentage of people that will scroll down the page and they'll have a look, and they'll see some of the different products that you're selling. They'll see the specific products that they have here. But by this point, you may have already lost them because you haven't got the credibility that they need. And some of the easiest ways to do that is just with reviews or some sort of Trustpilot's a good example. So you've got like 4.5 stars, 500 reviews from Trustpilot, and that's just a big stamp straight away that lets us know, okay, we can trust these guys. 500 people have put their name down on the review. They must have had a good experience. And there's also this slight thing as well, I think I've heard Tim talk about it a few times, is that if it's like 4.5 stars, it actually seems more real than if it's all 5 stars too. Because there's going to be the odd order that doesn't go well, or someone's not happy with it. So that's that's a great way to add that credibility that we need.
Especially when you see in the news about, like, in the last couple of months, there have been like sellers on Amazon who've been getting into big trouble because they've been like pushing fake reviews by offering people like £15 cash back if they leave a 5-star review and stuff like that. And that's been making like big news in the UK at least. It's better to have that 4.5 rather than the 5 because at least it seems more real.
Definitely that. Yeah. So yeah, I think for this above the fold section, definitely areas that we want to improve with this. I'm not sure if you're seeing it at your end, but I feel like this button is actually part of the image. I don't know if I can actually work that out, but that's something I think we want to actually have coded onto the site, which is an interesting thing there. And I've just clicked on that call to action, which is shop now, and it's taken us through to this page. What's your first impression landing on a page that's full of text, Dale?
Okay, so I understand why a lot of websites have a lot of text on their category pages, a lot of text in general. But I didn't come onto category page to read text. I came onto category page to look at content, to look at products. So I get why this is there. The reason is that you want that page to rank well. But from a user experience point of view, I don't know about you, Freddie. What do you think user experience wise?
Yeah, I think that's the important thing here. And I think a lot of these pages, it's like you say, they're looking at trying to get their SEO working for them, which is why they've got this text here. But I'm here to look at the product. I'm here to look at the options. And just looking at these in a bit more detail, most of them are sold out. They must be doing quite well.
That's it can kind of be a bit of a positive sometimes to see a few items sold out because that adds a bit of scarcity as well. It makes you kind of think, oh, these must be good. But it's no good if everything is sold out because then nobody can buy anything. You've got no revenue stream.
This is interesting though, because I'd say about 50-60% of these are all sold out. So is this the best type of product to be promoting on your homepage right now if all of them are sold out? I don't know.
It might actually be. In a weird way, it might prove that what they're doing is working. Like if they're directing people from the homepage directly to these products, maybe it's working well. Who knows? I mean, I don't think so. I expect that, there's more going on here than just everybody's getting sent to that page.
Yeah, of course. And I think that's probably why this sticky menu is going to be quite useful for them. And it's actually a mega menu, which is great. So this is awesome in terms of actually finding the right product, because I think most people would have a pretty good idea of what they need by the time they're looking to buy. So I know, I'm looking for specific type of gloves. They've got that there with the equipment side of things. So you can choose by boxing, Thai boxing, MMA. They have like all of the different options here, which is really good to see. Yeah. So I think this is probably going to be the easiest way for people to actually navigate the site and get around it, which is good that they've got that sorted.
Yeah. With that category page, what were the first kind of things you would do to improve it?
I would say let's move the products further up, so it's actually easier to see those, so you can actually go and purchase them. There's people may be interested in still buying something that's sold out. So I'd actually make sure that the price is still there as well, because that's something that's going to be interesting for me. Maybe they're sold out because they're cheaper, or it's just because they're a more popular color. I'm not 100% sure. But I'd certainly look at improving that as well. I think something that could work a lot better for them, that's not as sort of effective as it could be, is actually this benefits bar at the top. And there's a few reasons for this. So it's quite small. It's quite hard to read. It's in all caps, which I think everyone knows is sometimes a little bit harder to read. And I think they could just do with like maybe some icons to go with it, just so it's a little bit clearer that they've got, shipping, 60-day returns and money back guarantee, because all of those are fantastic benefits, especially the money back guarantee. If you're buying something and you're not happy with it and you can send it back, then what's there to lose? And I think that maybe that could be a little bit clearer with the benefits bar that they have there.
Yep, definitely. Actually, having a look around, see if there are any good examples I can show of an e-com using a benefits bar well.
I think one that we look at a lot would be like AO.com. So I'll have a look, see if we've got those.
Oh yeah, AO.com. Yeah.
They are a fantastic example
that's
of a benefits bar, and it's actually slightly below their section here. So you've got price match promise. You've got 5 benefits there, all with a little icon to go with it. They've got the Trustpilot logo there as well, right in the middle. So much credibility. So yeah, you can see a lot of you can see how this would work so much more effectively than say this one here, which is just text.
Yeah, absolutely. Just one thing, we've got a comment from someone who'd love love your opinion on their website. If you do want your website review today, you just need to go into the description, either on YouTube or in the comment. Well, basically, especially on YouTube, there's a form to submit your website, and we'll pick them out, as many as we can, to review live on stream, rather than in the comments. So just look for that form. It's a type form. You'll be able to just submit your website, and we'll pick it out when we can.
Should we go and look at one of the product pages quickly?
Yeah, one thing I would just say about the category pages, like here, I would shift that content below all the products, just move it all down below, but keep the heading there and say, this is what is on offer, and then you can have things like the benefits, as you say, you can have them at the top there as well, so people are at least seeing again free delivery or whatever it is they offer. But also linked to like some really, really good things in terms of like getting traffic into the website, like product guides. So the best tie pads to buy, the best tie shorts and stuff like that, and link those from the top. And then actually, as you scroll down, relink to them between products as well. So let's say you have like three rows of 3 products. You can have like after the third row, a link to which is the best boxing gloves to buy, or you just kind of keep repeating it. Just because you put it at the top and just because you mention it once doesn't mean you can't repeat it and say, oh, if you scroll down this far down the product category and you still haven't found what you're looking for, here's a good guide on choosing the right gloves for you, like how to pick the right size, what kind of gear is essential. You can just drive people to your content, all those buying guides, which influence people's decision making. So that's one thing I would do to improve that category page. But yeah, if we take a look at a product page now.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm going to look at some. Let's look at some gloves. Let's have a look at these ones.
Whilst that's loading, if you're enjoying what you've watched so far and you've learned something, make sure you do hit like down below this video. It really helps us to show this video to more people. It is very much appreciated. Freddie.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So, so the good things, I think, let's start with those. So we've got the price is nice and clear. We've got the name of the product itself. We've got the fact they've got reviews. That's great. Obviously, this adds so much more credibility. They've got the different size options here as well, which is super. I think one thing is just this image is probably a little bit too big. Like it's taking up like the whole page almost, or half the page. And yeah, I think I'd prefer just something a little bit neater, a little bit easier so you're not having to scroll down to actually see the whole image. I'm on like a big monitor, and this is like taking up the whole of the page, So yeah, that's just a little thing, but I look at improving that. They do have a few different images here for different angles. Interestingly, I can't see any with models wearing them, which is something that I think we pretty want, like lifestyle shots, actual people in the gym wearing this, maybe even product video going with it as well, just so you can sort of see what it looks like when someone's wearing them. I know if we
did you say previously that you do a bit of boxing MMA yourself?
Not MMA. I've been training for like a white collar event. Yeah.
So does that mean you're going to be boxing with like a top hat on and stuff like that? Is that what you
mean? There's a head guard. Yeah, there's a head guard. So you're not going to be like not like a pro fight. It's like what you see in the Olympics, sort of.
Okay. Sort of, when you say white collar, just imagine you looking like Mr. Monopoly, but with boxing gloves on.
No, not okay. Quite.
I mean, if you are the target market here, I mean, what are you looking for? A video of somebody? Like, are you looking for a model? What would convince you to buy these gloves? What kind of information are you looking for specifically?
So I think reviews are so important. And I've said that a few times, but if I've not heard of the brand before, what's going to make me choose maybe this brand over Adidas or trying to think of another brand, Lonsdale, like actual ones that are known for boxing. Maybe that's just because I'm new to the scene and I don't actually know all of the brands out there, but maybe that could be something that's a little bit clearer as to like maybe why this one over a different brand. I can also see that the sort of product description is quite far down the page as well. So maybe that could work better up here, where we've got the opportunity to get that across to people earlier on. They do have their like sort of key benefits here, which is great. So the 60-day returns, at least then I know that if it's not the right product for me, I can send it back. And they have the warranty. I'm just trying to think what else would I want from a product page like this? Have you got any ideas? I mean, what would you suggest?
I mean, I'm looking for as much detail as possible. I'm looking for a long product description about like any kind of guarantee or warranty it has, because of the price is £95. That means I'm expecting them to last a little while. I'm not the target market, so it's kind of hard to say, but I'm looking about like, how to know how well they fit, what they're made of, how long they're going to last me, if they suit a certain fight style, are they better if are they good for a beginner? There's all that kind of information that they should know about their target market, and that should fill it in. It should be quite deep. And as you say, like videos can be good for that. You don't have to record it for every single product you have. Let's say, this comes in 17 different colors or, different weights and sizes. If it's like a project that's, got lots of different kind of facets, you can record a video which just records the product range that you can add on to the product category page. Sorry, onto the product page that says exactly what it says on the page, but is in a video. Yeah. And people just engage with those quite well. I
think as well, someone's just pointed out in the comments, maybe a size guide would be useful just for the different types for different weights here. I think that's a good suggestion. I mean, hopefully if you're fighting, you should know what's like the requirement for that fight. But yeah, maybe that could be more obvious if it was like if it's broken down almost by what weight is needed for a particular type of fight. So I think there's definitely opportunities to be improving this, and
also you can just kind of I mean, you can just repeat some of the USPs as well. Like directly underneath that price, you can say, free delivery, 100-day return policy, stuff like that. You can kind of reiterate that stuff, even though they've probably seen it everywhere already. Doesn't mean they can't then do it again. Like Adidas, I was looking at Adidas's site the other day. I don't know if my my laptop's gonna be able to do this because my computer's on its last legs actually.
Oh dear.
Yeah, no, bad times. If I go to their category pages and then one of their products, so I'll just quickly share my screen if my computer will hack it. Share screen. Let's do a bit of that. Chrome tab. Cool. Let's pop that on stream. Cool. Accept the tracking, and then product pages. Pretty simple. Let's actually look at the products themselves. So the product information here. Okay, give me a chance. I haven't even had a look at anything yet. At least it's nice to see they're doing like some cold lead contact gathering to kind of capture people for the long term if they're not ready to purchase now. But they've got plenty of information here. I found like the product images, like they do fill the screen, but they're pretty good. It depends on like the size of the screen that you have as well, so they'll just like change it up. I found the product information was really good. So like they give you bullet points, bit of a description. They turn something that it's just a trainer. I mean, it's without trying to knock it down too much, it's just a trainer, but they're just gloves. So you can make something, detailed, interesting, add in this kind of like, you may also like, and they've got these like, these USPs here that I was talking about before, like reiterating them, even though they're everywhere on the website, like free delivery for Creators Club members, no need to queue, pre-book, buy now, pay in 3 installments. They just make the page interesting. And also, excuse me, sorry, I got a cold. I'm full of horribleness. They've got like this size out of stock. So even if the product's not available, they're still adding that functionality so you can be notified when they're back in stock. And I don't think that's available on there. So swap back to your stream.
Let's have a look. So I've tried clicking on this. There is a notify me when this product is available. But the only issue there as well, like I said before, you can't see the price. So there's potential here that different size gloves are going to be different prices. So I'd actually want to know that as well at that point, really, because otherwise you're going to probably looking somewhere else unless this is the only place you can buy this product. So I completely get what you're saying. It's just a trainer, it's just a pair of boxing gloves, but the amount of detail they've gone into there, that's going to make you much more likely to purchase because you've just seen all of the reasons you should be buying from them rather than just, oh, it's a pair of boxing gloves and we've got a few good things here. We've got shipping, we've got 6-day returns, 3 lines of text and 4 features compared to what you saw on the Adidas site. You can tell which one you're going to be wanting to purchase from.
Absolutely. And the only time I will purchase something where the product description or the product page is not great is if I've done that research beforehand and I know the products I'm looking for. So in the cases where I don't know the brand, like let's say I'm shopping for a frying pan, I'm probably not going to know all the brands available. I might know Tefal because they've done great brand awareness stuff for like 20 years or plus. But for a lot of them, I'm not going to know anything at all. So I'll probably go to a review guide, like best frying pans, and then look for the product that comes top of that list. Or if I come through to a website that is just a category of frying pans, like on the John Lewis website, when I go into each page, I need a bit of detail to help me decide which is the one I'm going to go with. So, yeah,
definitely. I've just had a thought as well. Like, so Fightco compared to, I don't know, where would someone normally go to buy a pair of boxing gloves? Maybe Sports Direct or like JD Sports or something like that. Their target market here is obviously they're specific just for fighting. So they're going to have a lot more expertise in house than say Sports Direct, where it's a lot more generic and general. This is really where, like you say, you've got those guides and you've got that content that they could really promote alongside this. That's going to help them stand out and add that personality and add trust as well. And I think one last thing I wanted to say is I've seen they've got a subscription offer here, or there's no offer at the moment. That's something that they could be doing just to get people purchasing from them that first time round. So offering like let's say 5-10% off their first order. Yes, they're going to take a slight hit on that initial sale, but they're now in that email list. And you know that this person is probably going to be looking at buying more products, more equipment over that time if they're a serious fighter rather than say just someone who's buying a set of boxing gloves for the first time.
Yeah, because you imagine like somebody's buying a pair of boxing gloves for the first time in 6 months or a year or so, when they feel more confident as a boxer, that they think like, do you know what? I'm actually going to invest more in this because it's something I really enjoy. I'm going to invest in a new pair of boxing gloves that are better quality than these like beginner ones, if they are. Let's just speculate that they are.
They'll get worn out.
Who they're going to go back to buy their next set. You know, they're going to go with a brand that they trusted, that gave them like a good experience the first time round, or has like continued to stay in touch with them over time. Another thing as well, just sprang to mind before we should probably move on to another website. We'll do that in just a second. Is this website would like to drive more sales. One other thing they can do is to kind of to build up brand awareness and also build some links and stuff like that, is to speak to local boxing clubs as well as like micro influencers online. So send a few pairs of boxing gloves to some influencers on Instagram or TikTok or places like that, where the price, the product price to you might not be that high. It's not anywhere near the retail price. You can send out a whole bunch of boxing gloves and get people without having to pay anybody loads of money. I mean, like, it depends on the relationship you strike up, but you might be able to say like, hey, boxing club, I'll give you 10% affiliate fee or whatever if you recommend our website inside of your boxing club and here's a unique code for you, and the same for the influencers. Send us some boxing gloves, and here's your unique discount code for anyone who buys gloves after you feature them on your account, and so on. So another way of increasing sales, as well as making some improvements to the site too.
Yeah, definitely. Should we have a look at another site? And did you want to?
Yeah.
As I'm switching over, is it worth us talking about how people can get a review?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're new here and you haven't heard of our free marketing review, you can go to exposureninja.com/review, request a free review of your website and marketing, and the lovely marketing consultants like Freddie will record a 15-minute video outlining exactly what they'll do to increase your traffic, increase your leads, increase your sales. And as I say, it's completely free. All you have to do is go to exposureninja.com/review. And fill in the form. All good. And if you have learned something today, make sure you do hit like down below. It really helps us to reach more businesses and marketing managers like your own.
Definitely. So we're looking at a new site now. I am dead stock. I want people in the chat to tell us what you think and
absolutely
be honest. Please be honest. It'd be interesting to see what people's first thought is when they land on this site. Do you know what they sell? Would you buy from this particular website? If you would, why would you? If you wouldn't, why wouldn't you? And it'd be really interesting to see what people think of it, just so if it's matching up with, I'm sure myself and Dale are thinking, okay, we'd do this, this, and this. It'd be interesting to see if everyone watching this is thinking the same thing too. The first one there, whole website needs a redesign. Say it how it is, Saeed. Go on.
Tell us how you really feel. Far too messy.
Yeah. And I think I'd agree with those first three comments that have come in. It's a bit of a mess, isn't it, really? In the nicest way possible. It's just, where do I look? So I think it's so important to first of all think about why this particular design as it is right now is potentially hurting this business. Because I think you need to imagine, if you went into a shop, right, and it looks like this website does in terms of the layout of the shop, what would you expect to see? I'd be thinking it'd be like a jumble sale, maybe, where there's clothes here, maybe like you've got a tracksuit set, maybe, but the joggers are over there, the hoodies over there. It just doesn't give off a good impression.
Yeah,
and
I completely agree.
I think that's really the first thing you need to think about here is like, this is the first impression you've given people here, and someone's just put in the comments, it looks spammy. That is the last thing that you want people to think, is that you're not a legitimate business just because of the way that your website is designed. So I think the easiest thing to say here is, I think we'd be looking at a redesign of this site, because there are elements in place that are great. So they've tried to include things like next day delivery with the benefits bar. They've got calls to action. They've got some attempts here for this to be right, but it just does not look presentable at the moment, unfortunately.
Yeah, that comment about Matalan at 3 p.m. on a Saturday. Yeah, absolutely. It's like TK Maxx Saturday afternoon. Just where do you start? Which is unfortunate, because like I've seen. Yeah, I took a look at this website earlier, and what they're trying to sell, like once you get into it, is kind of obvious. And I'm sure, like if you're coming from Google, where you've typed in, the search terms is like dead stock for Adidas or whatever, or if you come through social because you've seen what they're selling, social ads or social organic, you hopefully know what you're getting before you get here. But once you get here, where do you start? Like, where do you begin? And you could make changes to the website. Absolutely. Like you could do change this above the fold, change this. But there comes a point where, do I spend that money on making improvements to the existing website, or spend the same amount of money on creating a new website that really just shines and converts like an absolute machine from the beginning? So you got the trade-off, spend the same amount of money making an average website perform well, or just build yourself a new website that looks fantastic and converts like an absolute dynamo.
I think that's a really good way of thinking about it as well, because we've had it in the past where we'd look at a site for a client, and we'd want to, we know there are changes that need to be made, and so we'll start tinkering, we'll start trying to improve it a little bit. And in terms of sort of longer term, it actually makes way more sense just to clean slate, start again, because you're going to be in such much a better position in, say, 2 or 3 months' time by just getting it right, rather than having to tweak and change here and there. And you find like 6 months down the line, you're still maybe a couple of percentage points off where the conversion rate could be. And that can have a massive difference on ultimately how many sales you're getting, which is what this is all about, isn't it, at the end of the day? A really interesting comment I've seen as well is, what are they selling? So for anyone that is watching this and they're not sure what this is about, so essentially they've got designer brands here, quite big ones as well. So Canada Goose, D Squared, Armani, Stone Island. These are luxury, branded garments basically. And I think that's another important thing with this site too, is that it doesn't give off that sort of luxury, that high end feel. And that's what you're selling. You're selling these well-known brands. So it needs to reflect that too. And there's this bit here, always the latest season's designer clothing, and always less than RRP. So that sort of gets across what they do, but that's almost it seems a bit muddled in the way that's put across, that it could just be so much easier to say discounted designer clothing, X% less than from the store, or whatever it's going to be,
One of my classic rules for like copywriting, anything like that, is just to see how you can half what you already have. So say for a long paragraph, see if you can half it and see if you can be more concise and have a more powerful message. And the same here, like if you had to, how would you half this message into half as many words? And as you say, you could do discounted designer clothing is 3 words compared to 12, 15, however many. So this website's focused. Sorry, go on, Freddie.
No, go on, Dale. No.
I was just going to say, so this website, we do want to increase the sales. So how are you going to increase the sales to this website, Freddie?
So
apart from above the fold, let's say that's just a given.
Yeah, I think we know we need to sort this out. Are we talking actually in terms of the conversion rate optimization, or are we looking at actually getting traffic to this site now?
Well, do you know what? We spent a bit of time talking about the previous website and trying to increase the sales of the site itself. So perhaps we can talk about traffic this time around.
Okay, so I think there's multiple angles we can look at with this. The first one is going to be paid ads in terms of getting traffic through quickly. We know that's like the fastest way you can get the right people coming through to the site, because once a campaign's live, you get the clicks coming through. Obviously, you're paying for those clicks, but if you're using Google Ads, you're targeting the right keywords, and you're testing and improving over time, then we know, okay, we can spend this amount of money and get this amount of sales, and making sure that lines up with their margins is what we'd be doing with this. So I think Google Shopping ads would probably be one of the most effective ones for this, especially if they're better on price than most other brands, which is what I would assume are. So if I'm going to type in, let's say, Canada Goose jacket, and so we can see there's some Google Shopping ads there. We could obviously be more specific and type in a color. We could type in men's, women's, etc. But if they are significantly cheaper than the competition, and someone sees, okay, 550, 475, these 3 look, I think, pretty similar. Which out of those 3 you're going to click on? Probably the one that's the cheapest, right? I think maybe.
Yeah.
So if that's something that can really help them stand out, and they've got that pricing element, I think Google Shopping ads fantastic, because it's not exactly expensive to get those clicks coming through, and as long as it's tying up with their margins and they're getting a profitable CPA, then that's a really great way to do it. I think another element that could work really well, and this is sort of tying in with more the branding itself and going after the right type of customer, would be going after Facebook and Instagram ads, because you will have people that all they do is they buy these particular brands, and they buy them because their friends wear it, and it's there for status, and they love wearing it. And that's where you can really tap into different audiences on Facebook. You can tap into even some of like the really powerful data you can collect there. So first things first, get the Facebook pixel installed. So that means you can start retargeting to people who've been on the site before, who didn't purchase, and even create things like lookalike audiences. And that's sort of like a really fairly low cost way to get similar people to who may have purchased before. So I've been focusing really much more so on I was just going to come to this. Been focusing a lot on paid ads just because it's the fastest way to get people coming through.
Yeah, absolutely.
The other way for this is going to be definitely looking at organic, and tying in with that, I think influencer marketing could work quite well. And I think that's something that Nick on the chat has just posted in there. So yeah, if we know that people are, it's similar to like you can target people based on their interests on Facebook ads. You can target people in the same way, but you use those influencers who you know are the organic people that they follow anyway. They trust them. They already have that level of understanding with them. And so if they can create some sort of, like you said before, some sort of maybe affiliate program, they've got some sort of discount, they can attribute those sales with those particular influencers. This could be a really, really great way to get in front of them in a fairly low cost-ish way, and at the same time building the brand. So it's more about the fact that they are I am Deadstock, but for these like luxury brands, rather than just, okay, I'm looking for one thing, I'm not going to buy from this site ever again. They're building up that sort of following, and that the trust that comes with that as well, and the brand almost.
Yeah, I mean, there are a couple of channels that they're definitely going to have to look at, like long term, to get that reoccurring traffic. So, like, SEO, Google, getting search traffic from Google is a huge thing, but that takes time to bed in. I definitely think that they have an opportunity there to start ranking for some of these. I don't know. Personally, I don't know if people are going to be searching like Stone Island Deadstock, or is it vintage Stone Island? I don't know which they go for, but I would want to make sure that my website is ranking for those. But that's long term, so you'd work on that in the background. But at the same time, get those initial sales that cover the cost of the work that you're doing. So go with Google ads, go with Facebook ads, Instagram ads, even TikTok ads. I would say would definitely be worth it, because there's a huge fashion audience on there as well, where you could either do TikTok ads, or you could do work with TikTok influencers in the Deadstock niche, I guess you call it, Deadstock space. You can work with that people on there as well. And get those kind of initial sales rolling whilst you work on that SEO stuff in the background. And mobile, is that a refresh that you've just done there?
I can refresh it again, but this is...
Yeah, I'd be curious how that looks from when you first load. That is a lot of text.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, isn't there? So it looks just as good on mobile as it does on desktop. That's good to know.
Like I get why they've put that there. I get but like on a mobile device, and I imagine that a lot of visitors for this website are coming from mobile, I would expect. You don't have to blast them with information straight away. You just hit them with one core message, one call to action when they first load on the page. Those USPs, you can show them as they scroll down. So, show them the logo, show them the search bar, show them the menu perhaps, but then, convince them of those USPs as they scroll down, make that USP bar appear as they scroll down, make your logo disappear. There are things like that you can do that are probably going to be harder to do by adding that functionality onto this existing website than to redesign it from scratch. I don't know even which platform this is on. I'm guessing WordPress.
I think it's WordPress, just looking at it.
Yeah.
Built with is an absolute godsend. So let's have a look. Yeah, it's on WordPress. There we go.
Okay. Even if you're technical, you don't even need to have built with. You can just look at the code in the back end. So I'm just showing off there. Cool. Okay. So how much would you, some of these come with questions, so how much would you suggest to spend on ads you were talking about? So, I mean, it depends on the ad network you're using. It depends if you're using Google ads or if you're using Facebook ads or TikTok ads or whatever. But let's say Instagram ads, Instagram, Facebook ads, Freddie, how much would you think we need to start with on that campaign?
So I'd say it's fairly competitive, this type of space. Ecom we know is it's getting more competitive by the day. So I think if you're looking at spending, say, a few £100 a month on ads, I wouldn't actually even bother, because you're just not gonna be able to cut through. You're going to be talking thousands, really, probably maybe 2,000-3,000 a month on ads for this type of business.
Yeah.
And that's just because you need to get enough data coming in, you need to get enough clicks coming in to be able to effectively optimize and improve a campaign. And especially when you're looking at something like Facebook and Instagram, you need to be testing the different products, the different bits of ad copy, the placements. This is really where having that sort of decent amount of spend to use is going to be most effective for you. Because without that, you just don't have enough data to understand, okay, I'm getting sales from here, but I'm not getting them from here. I haven't given it enough chance to actually go and to get those sales in and improve your CPA over time, which is the whole goal here, isn't it? Is to get more sales in and to reduce how much it's costing you to get those sales coming through too.
Yeah, it's not uncommon for a PPC campaign, regardless of the network you're on, to be like expensive for the first like couple of weeks, or maybe even the first couple of days. And as you get that data in, you can fine tune it, and the cost per acquisition or cost per sale just decreases and decreases over time, because you've got more data to chew on, whether that's, automatically via the tools that you're using, or through that expertise that our own PPC specialists and consultants have, that they, after seeing a few days of data, they go, I know exactly what works at this point, I'll just do that instead. Whereas if you're doing it yourself, can sometimes take you a few weeks of like, oh, maybe I should try that, until you find the thing that works.
Yeah, I'd say go in with a plan, go in with an actual campaign structure as well. And if you're really not too sure how you do that, then obviously that's something that we do here at Exposure Ninja. But we might even have some training on that as well. I'm not 100% sure, but you need to be. It's all about the optimization with this. Otherwise, you can't just set it up and forget it. Yeah, you'll probably burn through money if you do it that way.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen lots of campaigns come through who've requested a free marketing review. So if you want us to review your marketing, you can just go to exposureninja.com/review and submit your site, and we'll take a look and see how you can use how you can use PPC if you aren't already, or how we can fine tune it and get you more from the PPC spend you're doing. But a lot of the things that we see is that sometimes the net is far too broad, like you're trying to reach the entire of Europe or an entire category, entire industry, when really you should be fine tuning and like hitting a very like needle pinpoint specific market, and getting your ads through that. Otherwise you will just spend like hundreds per acquisition. We should probably move on to another site. We've got another couple. If you do want your website reviewed, it's every 2 weeks. We do these live website review sessions. Next week, hopefully going to be having a discussion with our website development team about how to basically improve your website. If you've learned something today, make sure you do hit like underneath the video or above, or wherever you're watching, on YouTube, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok. I think we're on Twitter as well now, live streaming there. And if you this is your first time, make sure you do hit subscribe as well, so you don't miss any future live streams where we do these live website reviews. And also videos by our founder, Tim Cameron Kitchen, who is on a much deserved vacation right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, he works so hard. He deserves it. He deserves longer off. Cool. So what do we have here, Freddie? So what is their problem?
The debugstore.com. What is their problem? That's a good question. I'm pretty sure
Sales.
I've seen John in the chat already today.
Oh,
so if you're still there, John, say hello. So what do they sell? That's a good question, isn't it? First of all, what does everyone think in the chat of the website? Is it clear what they sell? Do you understand what you should be doing next when you're looking at this site? What would you expect to be doing? What are the good things? What are the bad things? Oh, there you go. Hey, John.
Hey, John. Yeah, tell us what you like.
So,
Tell us what you would, tell us what you think of this website in the chat. Give us an awesome if you think it's awesome. Give us a meh if you think it's meh. That's good feedback to have.
Fantastic. Okay, then.
Confident.
So, okay. What I think there's a key thing here, and that's just explaining what you sell, who this is for, and I think the trusted by electronic engineers is in the forefront over the embedded development tools and electronic test equipment, which I think is probably the main thing you want to be explaining here, isn't it? Because they're the products that you sell. Obviously, if they're trusted by electronic engineers, that's great. How can you back that up? Is there a reason that you're saying that? Have you got some sort of accreditation that you're part of? Have you got reviews from people in the space that backs that up? Because at the moment, it's just a statement that isn't clear why that's true. I think a key thing here as well is there's no call to action on this above the fold section. So it's not actually clear it's an e-com store. I'm pretty sure it is e-com because we've got things like free UK delivery, run by engineers for engineers, UK stock. Even just a simple shop now would be super useful here. And I think this is what we call a benefits bar. We'd want to make sure this is more visible above the fold. You've got your phone number there, which is great. It's taking up just as much room as this section here. So I think there could be improvements with just the overall layout of this and sort of moving that up there.
Sorry, Freddie, you said John is in the chat. I've seen it a few times. John, it'd be great to know if you are getting the majority of your conversions because people are calling you. So it's not uncommon for some e-coms to be set up in a kind of brochure-like way in which the products are very easy for you to find and you can add to cart. And sometimes you can add to quote as well instead of add to cart, so people aren't able to actually purchase straight away. I'd love to know if the majority of your sales are occurring because people are calling that number, because that might be the case here, and that might be why why the phone number is such a focus here. So John, if you're still around, it'd be great to know.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point actually, Dale. Didn't pick up on that straight away. What could be really, really useful if you do find we get very few calls. Interesting. If you think you should be getting calls because that's typically how people convert, then potentially a callback widget could work quite well. There's one that we use here with a few clients called livecall.io, and that can be quite effective. It could be even as simple as, I'm just going to go through to the product page just to see if it's more clear. But sometimes what the case is someone gets onto this page and they're actually just not sure if this is the right piece of equipment for them, or it's quite technical. So they want to make sure they're getting this purchase right. And what we typically find would work quite well here is maybe just a request a callback form, just so people can talk to a specialist. You say it's for engineers, run by engineers. So if your expertise is actually being able to speak with a customer and get them the right product they need, then telling them that that's what they can do, rather than just showing them a phone number, just say, if you need help, give us a call. If you request a call back for us to put together a more specific quote, or if you've not found what you need, give us a call, that sort of thing,
It may be just as simple as changing the number to just that text instead, request a callback, or get an instant callback, something like that. Same functionality, it's just the way you say it.
100%. Should we go back to the homepage again then? So yeah, definitely some areas for improvement, like I've said already. With moving, I think it's just taking a little bit too much room. So move that there. Focus on a call to action here as well, just to take people through to some of your products. Or if you find that people already know what they need when they're coming through to the site, a search bar might be something that's more relevant, or just more of a focus on your product categories. So you've got some of your best-selling products, and just a bit of information about each of these different product categories, and so people can find the right product for them.
I actually love that suggestion of having a search bar as the main call to action when you load the page above the fold. So move that trusted by electronic engineers below the fold, or keep it above. But I would definitely start off with like search bar and say, what are you looking for? And then people can search the products. And another good reason for doing that is, first of all, you get people to go straight to the products you want them, or the product categories that you want to drive them to. The second good thing about it is you can actually learn what kind of products or product categories people care about the most, and then you can use that as like research to add more products to your range, or add more product categories to your range. So it's good like customer research that costs you absolutely nothing to do beyond adding a search bar. And on that, as well as with that headline, I actually kind of like it. The copywriter side of me is like, trusted by electrical engineers is nice. It's like, it's comfortable, and it makes you think, all right, maybe I'm in the right place. And then you go with like the embedded development tools. But the kind of like the SEO side of me, the other kind of copywriting side of me is also like embedded development tools and electronic test equipment might be a better like driver. So I'm kind of like 50-50 on there. But as you say, Freddie, I think that's a brilliant idea to have a search bar, a search like box there instead of that heading.
Yeah, I think that would be quite useful. I think as well, like if you're, and I know I've said this a few times today already, but if that is one of your sort of main USPs, like you say, run by engineers, for engineers, having some credibility to go alongside that with maybe just a few testimonials, a few reviews, that would be really, really good to see. And I'm trying to think what else we'd want here. I think in terms of content, it's a little bit thin for a homepage as well. So maybe a little bit more, even just background about yourself and the business, and why would someone purchase from you rather than a competitor that's out there. I thought that'd be an interesting thing to look at. Is I've just typed in electronic test equipment. Maybe I should have been more specific, but let's go for this one here. Should we compare? Oh wow, okay, this is
yeah. So it might be John's site is more niche than this.
Yeah,
it might not even be that we're getting the right kind of lineup of products. They might not match. I'm not sure. But yeah, you can see like this looks like an ecom to me more than John's site. For sure. Like my first impression with John's site is it kind of looks like a default theme when you like open a Shopify store. Like there are like some of the kind of like essentials that you need there for a good ecom. But there are another like couple of steps you need to go to make it even, like a high performing, high converting e-commerce store.
I think one lot. Yeah, definitely. I agree with that as well. And another good comment on the chat. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different drop downs here. Oh, I've accidentally called you as well. So we would try and recommend just not overwhelming people with the number of links in your menu section. It looks like you have a lot of wow, yeah.
Oh wow.
So this is actually a massive site, isn't it? I think I've just realized how big it is.
But I think that's also because like the products are coming up within that mega menu as well. Yeah, we got. Okay, so with mega menu, it can actually be great that you can direct people directly to the products or the product categories or the subcategories that you want. But when there's so many available, sometimes it can actually be good to go the opposite way, where you just start people off in the funnel of this is the case you go to. Just go to the cases page, and from there I'll redirect you. You can then find the subcategory you want. 5,000 products, John. Wow. Okay. Yeah. All the more reason to have that search bar as like the first thing that people see when they come onto the website, and all the more reason to make sure your mega menu is like amazing, either as complex as it is. I don't know if that's necessarily the right way to go, or as simple as possible that people can go from category to then subcategory and subcategory, which might prolong the process of people clicking through, but might offer a better user experience. And unfortunately, it's now come to the end of our hour, which is the end of our recommendations right now. But if you do want a review of your website, John, if you haven't requested one already, you can go to exposureninja.com/review. So via that link up there. And request a review, and maybe you get lucky and Freddie will be able to have a look at your website and do a 15-minute review and outline exactly what he'd do to improve your website, to increase the sales, increase traffic as well. So do just go there and request the review. Anybody else, if you haven't had a review today, you can join our live stream in 2 weeks' time. We'll do more live website reviews, or you can go to the link above. I'm not going to forget that we also have this to give away. So a copy of How to Get to the Top of Google. Where is it? There we go. Nice new copy, brand spanking new. I've got that to give away. So let me just do the draw on the screen now. Give you the last few seconds to just use the hashtag Ninja in the comment. Just spam it away if you want without using it in the comment. Just hashtag Ninja. And I will do the price draw right now. And then we'll go off on our way. So let's just pop that up there. Last opportunity, last 10 seconds to just add Ninja in there. Into the chat. It doesn't matter where you're watching from. Any questions?
How far afield have we sent books to before, Dale?
I was sending them to the US. I mean, we've only been doing this the last couple of weeks.
Okay.
But I've definitely sent them to the US in the last couple of weeks.
That's cool.
Ninja. Lots of ninjas, lots of entries in there. Okay, give it another 5 seconds.
You have to refresh the StreamYard thing.
No, it's already set up, so I just need to click this button. We've got 8 entries in there right now. So cool. I'm going to hit draw. Okay, quite a few people, including ourselves. Okay. Whoops.
It's not going to be us, is it?
I hope not, because that. Oh, no.
Oh, okay. 5 Studios.
My God, for a second there.
Yeah.
I was going to have to redo it. But no, we're okay. So Firebird Studios, Ninjago. Unfortunately, it's not the Lego. Fantastic. Cool. If you reach out to me on Twitter, I was going to say I normally reach out to the people, but I don't know Firebird Studios. I'll try and find you. Otherwise, just email dale@exposureninja.com and just tell me that you won, and I will get your address and I'll send you a copy.
They seem very happy. That's good.
That's great. Awesome. So next Friday I'll be live streaming again. I'll also be giving another copy of this away for free to a lucky prize draw winner. I'll also be doing live website reviews the week after, so that's every 2 weeks. And if you've enjoyed this stream today, do make sure to hit like down below, whether you're on YouTube, on LinkedIn, Facebook, or Twitter, and it helps us to share this video with more business owners or marketing managers like yourselves. And at the end of the day, that's what we're here for. Freddie, thank you ever so much for joining us on the stream. And until next time, have a great weekend, everyone.
See you later, everyone. Cheers.
Bye.